What's going on? It's Fist, bringing it straight from my heart for me to you, because that's what I do. Look at this wonderful, awesome first-person shooter gameplay from the PS4. Killzone, I don't know what it's called, I just call it Killzone. But I think it's one of the most underrated. I would think that the maps in PS4 Killzone are probably 2 generations away. If they were going to make another Xbox or another PS4, this is what the graphics should look like. They're just giving away way too much in graphics based on whatever the market is accepting. It seems like to me that these guys pour their heart and soul into weapon or map design, weapon design, and they understand the functionality of having great next-gen graphics in the game. And I highly appreciate everything they're doing over at Killzone. It's just unfortunate that you have a console like the PS4 that is forward-thinking, but yet, Killzone is forward-thinking in map design, weapons, and detail and next-gen graphics. But the problem comes into play is like functionality. When you play this game, it's something that it's very tribal, meaning you really have to get used to it. And so it falls under this category of functionality. How accessible is it to the community that you're only exclusive to? So when you look at it, what do people play on the PS4? Mainly first-person shooter, Call of Duty. So the whole point is you have a winner here. If Killzone Studios called me into their studios and I was brought on as an assistant producer, this game would be 10 times bigger than Titanfall's exclusive, and it would probably put Call of Duty out of business on the PS4. That's a fact. I would bet my life and my soul on it. That's how much I believe that this game is so close. Because when you look at this game, for one, the next-gen graphics is what Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is trying to be. If you look at these graphics and these details in this game, this is basically what Advanced Warfare is going to look like. You look at the maps, you look at the way the weapons are a copy. They copied the shield, the portable shield thing they copied from Killzone. The problem that Killzone has is that it's tribal in functionality. When you go to the dashboard and you try to navigate, finding a game, doing all this, and a person just can't pick it up and do that. They're just totally lost in how to build their characters, how to tab down to a game, and it's just very confusing for just a normal person to get into this game. There's so much clutter in the dashboard to get this game going. It's a turnoff, and it kills what is really there. I mean, you seriously have to dig through billion years of mud to get to a diamond, and the diamond is the maps. I mean, the graphics, the game. You have to get used to it to appreciate it. And I understand maybe your developers, they want you. The developers are putting the curve so high into how they interpret the game that you're going to interpret it, but it doesn't work that way. The developer has to regurgitate it so it's Gerber baby food for their consumers. And so that's where I would come in and bridge that gap between the developers and the gamers that purchase the game. And being that it wasn't exclusive on the PS4, it would probably want people to even buy the PS4 after I got done with it. After I got done with Killzone, people would run to the PS4 to buy PS4, like how the Killzone hype made people buy the Xbox One. But you would actually buy PS4 because how great Killzone would be after I got my hands on it and did my thing. I believe this game is like a 5 out of 10. But there's a huge but. It's literally underneath all the mess, it's probably like a 9 out of 10. But just to you normal users, it'd be like a 5 out of 10 because it's just too hard to get to the fun. It's just too hard to mine for the diamonds. It's too hard to dig for the gold. It's too hard to get to the gumball and mid of the jawbreaker. You just give up. And that's where this game is lacking hugely. I would change so much. I would change, the fluidity. I mean, there's goofy things like hitting the zero or hitting the O button to climb a ladder. You should just climb a ladder. What's the point of pressing an O button? Another thing, you can't jump. When you jump, you can't shoot. You can only go. You can only squat in this game. It's very jiggly movements when you're running. When you're running, your character's like, is head bobbing from left to right, and it's annoying. You're looking at the gun. You have to get used to it. So overall, I think that if you have the patience to play this game, you're in for a big treat. I think that because this game is marked down so much and that you can get it so cheap, it's worth it. It's worth it to play it and explore this game. I think overall, comparative to the other Killzones that I've played in the past, it's definitely an improvement on movement. Before, the controls were non-responsive. Like, you would turn and the guy would turn like 30 seconds later. Like, what the fuck is that? So at least they fixed that. We can look from Killzone 2 to this game. It's a huge improvement on mobility as where it wasn't before. They've always had great maps. I like the way the reticle and the way the weapon moves in and out. Like I said, I would definitely change the dashboard, the way to communicate between your character and its perks per se, and its weapon attachments. You should be able to work with that flawlessly. You get confused and you get caught up in the clutter, and it just takes away everything from this game. This game is just too damn awesome. It is like fire and ice. The fire is this fucking game is just the weapons and all that shit is awesome, and then the ice is like the fucking dashboard and the shitty ass fucking interface and a lot of shitty little things in the game that just like you could tell it's the developers are not in sync with what the audience wants. Like, they don't get they're so close to that hump. They don't get it. They're so close. And if any of you guys see this video and you're Killzone fans and you want this game to get better or be better or evolve, or if Sony's going to give them a chance, send them my Twitter. Send this to them. Say I will help. I mean, you know what? I would take dividend shares. I would take no money. Just let me work on the game, and if the game succeeds anything past the last sales, then give me a percentage of the game and make me an associate producer and give me a percentage of the game. I guarantee you, I will chop my hands off if I would not double the sales of Killzone on the PS4. And I'll tell you what, I will give you my soul. And maybe not go that far, but I'll bet my feet and hands. I'll chop them all off. I'll be stubless that I would put Call of Duty out of business on the PS4 with this game. There'd be people on the Xbox One or Xbox would be so envious. They'd be like, oh my God, I got to get a PS4 to play this game. Because that's how great I would make it. That's how great I would make this game. I think, like I said, I think this game is great. I mean, if I was going to tell you to buy this game, I say, yeah, you could. I would buy this game if you're a PS4 owner. And the reason why is because it's like less than half of what it was worth when it first came out. So you can get it really cheap. People don't like the game. But if you're a true first-person shooter fan, I would say that Blacklight is probably has better functionality, but Killzone overall has the best presentation and appearance than any first-person shooter. I mean, if you look at Call of Duty and Blacklight and Battlefield and all these other games, and you were to say which game has the overall best presentation, and you seriously, you'd have to give it to Call of Duty. Fluidity, overall mechanics, the way the game moves, playable, blah, 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 you'd have to give it to them. But if you were to say which game has the best overall next-gen graphics out of scale 1 to 10, you would have to give Killzone a 9. And for that reason alone, when we're talking about next-gen presentation, you got to go with this game. And for the half the less than what it's worth, I'd definitely purchase it. I love this game. I think it's great. I just think that you have to get used to everything. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this commentary. Now get the fuck out of here.